Hello everyone, welcome to our first lesson entitled Introduction to Web Marketing. And this is what we're going to go through. So first of all, we'll have a look at a definition of web marketing. Then we'll see how customers' behavior changed in the last 50 years and how the advertising industry followed the trend. And after that, I am encouraging you to look at the homework to be prepared for next time. Okay, so definition of web marketing. Well, the first thing to consider is that web marketing is kind of traditional marketing, but online. And if you recall your previous lessons on traditional marketing, it's all about selling or at least offering the right product or service at the right people. And here, by people, when we consider web marketing, we call it an audience. And what we do, we are able to make a cluster of audience of people who are supposed to show an interest in a specific product. And this is based on their behavior that has been observed online. Because yes, almost everything that you are doing online can be tracked. So the data about whatever you do is collected, processed, and with this data, clusters of audience are made, and we'll see in a minute what they are used for and by whom they are used. But just retain that people are targeted on their behavior. And it's much more powerful than targeting people only on their demographical and socio-professional categories. For example, all of you belonging to the same school, attending the same class, I'm pretty sure that you have different tastes in music, for example. Maybe some of you are keen on country music, whereas some prefer rock music, whatever. So just assuming that because you're a certain age, you just like certain things can prove very risky, as opposed to look at people who behave in a certain way, who listen to certain musics online, and you have much more chance to be accurate in your targeting if you look at people do rather than how old people are or maybe where they live or these kind of things. Okay, regarding location, for some businesses, so typically local stores, shops, restaurants, and so on, the location from which the customer performs the navigation is really important in the audience building. So that's why, for example, if you make a search on, I don't know, maybe pizzeria or pizza restaurant or Chinese restaurant, whatever, you'll be offered results that will be close to your current location. And this is a consequence of you being tracked with far more granularity than what traditional marketing allows. Traditional marketing being, the mass marketing like television, billboards, newspapers, radio. Yes, you can target people, but not at that level of granularity. And this is what makes all the difference with web marketing. And this is something that we'll explain much more in details in the next lessons, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so right product service, right people, right time, of course. And here again, web marketing proves a bit more, efficient than traditional marketing because here we are really talking about the exact timing when people are in a need of an answer. So typically, if you perform a search on the internet, then 1 millisecond after you offer the answer to your search, and that's the exact time by when you need the answer. Not 1 hour later, not 1 hour before, but right now. And that's a really, really powerful asset for web marketing compared with traditional marketing. And the right place, of course. So here, everything's online by definition. And the place could be a website, an app, an email, whatever could be sent online. And this would be called a placement. So web marketers, when they promote things online on websites or apps, they buy a placement. We'll come to that later again. And of course, the last component is the right price. So keep in mind that, targeting with a very, very high level of granularity, the right people, the right time, the right place is being made possible because most of what we're doing while being connected is trackable. And that's really, really the key takeaway. The thing is, web marketing makes it possible to target people individually, although we are considering a very, very large audience, and that's really what makes the difference. So if you consider magazines, for example, let's take this one, the first one. Maybe there's an ad in page 2, and all readers of this magazine will be presented this exact same commercial. So there is no individual targeting possible because everyone is presented the exact same ad on page 2. That's one thing. Another thing is that we can't really go further. We can't really know when this ad was seen, at what location, so where the reader actually was located when he or she opened the magazine, and so on. The only thing we can know for sure is that this magazine has been distributed, the number of magazines that have been distributed, and from that we could probably infer the number of readers, but that's all we know. As opposed to web marketing, so this is what we call a publisher site. A publisher, we'll see that in details in a few slides, but a publisher is an actor that has opted for a business model that consists in letting third parties advertise on its site in exchange for some money. So that's more or less, renting some ad space. And if I open this site, which is wordreference.com, and if I type in test as a word to translate here, this is what I am seeing. Well, it was a few days ago, but at least this is what I was presented. And I am pretty sure that if you do the same thing on your site, right now, you will not be presented the same things because you will not have the same navigation history as I do. Plus, you are located in a different place, plus millions of things that will make this page different for you as it is for me. So that's the thing. Mass media, but not possible to target individually people. Mass media as well, at least mass audience, but here it is possible to adapt the content of each and every ad according to numerous factors. And when I say numerous, I am really meaning it. So there are more than hundreds of factors, hundreds of things advertisers, so people who want to promote their product can choose. It starts with the format of the ad. So that's a square, that's another format, and so on, to the audience, to the time when they want people to see their ad, and millions of other things. So you get the idea? I want you to go one step further and see by yourselves at your individual level. Okay, So let's see how it is possible to target you at a very, very precise level. This is what I type in Google Ads settings. I press enter, and now I am going to click on here, this result, Google Ads settings. And this is what I get. So, sorry, I should have mentioned that I have to be connected to my Google account. So that's me, I am connected. And this is a page that is showing you how Google perceives you. So here, basically, here I am supposed to be, from Google point of view, a female, which is true. That's my age. Well, you can tell it spans from 25 to 54. So yes, that's me. What else? I'm supposed to be married. And then quite a lot of things based on, well, I'm not supposed to be a parent, which is false. So, well, it's not 100% accurate, of course, but if we look at it, if you click on some items, you'll see that this is just an estimation. So it's mostly based on statistics. And what it's telling me is that my behavior online, while being connected to that account, is not reflecting the one of most of the people who are parent. So, well, I don't behave online as a parent, if you prefer, but that doesn't prevent me from being a happy mother of two in real life. It's just based on my online behavior. So yes, nothing is to be taken for granted here, of course, but this is how you behave at the moment. And this at the moment is pretty important. So at the moment, I am interested in those topics, but it does not mean that it's my interest in my whole life. So yes, for example, I've got here a client of mine who is in the automobile industry, so I am browsing his site, that's for sure, but I am currently performing a mission, but when this mission will end, I will probably not have to go really frequently on his site, and probably this will disappear from my interest. So what is that? The purpose of that is just to make, as I previously mentioned, clusters of audience. So if you recall, what you're doing online is observed, processed, and then you will be integrated in a cluster of audience that will be available for advertisers to try and reach you, target you. And the best way to do for them is to base on what you like, what you don't like, how you behave, rather than you're this age and you're based in this location, and things that will not necessarily be prove really efficient. Okay, now back to our definition of web marketing. This is one definition I can offer you, but of course you can find thousands of other definitions, and I'm pretty sure they're equally good. So the one I am offering is the following term, referring to the management of marketing activities using online channels and supports like websites or apps. And it traditionally incorporates, for the acquisition part, marketing channels, and those are the marketing channels of the acquisition part, and for the conversion part, site optimization and e-commerce. Don't worry if you are not really familiar with acquisition and conversion, because they are going to be explained in details in lesson 2. So just retain for now that it's managing marketing activities using online channels and supports, and that will be fine for now.